Hey guys, welcome to Waste Not Wednesday. We go live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time to make over junk, do projects, work on thrift flips. Today is Paint-A-Palooza Part 2 because we did not have time to finish our projects yesterday. And we have a lot of projects.
Also, if you saw the title of the video, I wanted to show you this really quick right up front. A lot of times, yeah, I cranked that on tight. A lot of times we show you the projects and we get them done and you see the end result. But sometimes off camera, you don't see this settled, the oil wax settled on this weird. And I can't get that off. I tried clear waxing it before the oil wax dried. That didn't help. So now we get to start over. And I just wanted to show you guys, like Jamie and I paint thousands of projects every year. And not all of them turn out perfect. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. There's a couple little splotches on the front here too that I don't love, that aren't very even. So we're going to finish some projects up from yesterday, fix this one, and maybe do a little bit different finish since there's something on underneath the paint that's reacting weird with the oil wax. It pulled it up through as it was drying. Oh, here's a couple more spots. And it's not from a lack of wiping those off, but we don't want those. So I'm going to get these knobs off of here so Jamie has a project to keep doing while I fix that.
Oh, I got projects to do, friend.
I wasn't super worried about it.
I got a whole bucket down here, and most of it's sold, so I got to get to it. Zeb, have you tried stripper on it?
Oh no, I'm not going to strip it. I'm just going to sand it a little bit.
I think you can sand it and actually just prime it.
Yeah.
Like move on with your life. I feel like sometimes you can fight it and try to repaint it a million times, or you could just put Salvation Solution on it and then paint whatever. Yeah. Nothing's coming through Salvation Solution.
Well, so I'm probably going to repaint this one and then finish doing some coats on this, and we're going to not do the oil wax.
But no matter what you seal it with, whatever's underneath this video is going to come through. You need to just prime them all and restart.
Maybe we'll see.
You do you, boo.
I'm really married to the crinoline right now.
You got a busy day. You're really married to the, well, you can circle back to the crinoline. Just do one coat of primer and then circle back.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them a quick coat of the Salvation Solution on this one, but I'm gonna sand them a little first. And when I say sand, I'm not talking about like all the way down to the raw MDF that these are.
And this I painted yesterday with Blue Hills, and I'm just bringing back the white underneath. This was a pain in the butt to paint, but I am going to get like a little tiny paintbrush and get kind of in the middle because I decided not to spray it because spraying is one of those things, like it's really fast, but just to spray one thing really isn't worth it. So, and I did have to paint the inside. They were really gross. Well, they weren't gross. They had ink in them and that wasn't coming out.
So these are nailed on from the front and not in a good way. These little knobs that I'm pulling off here. Yeah, I didn't have a busy day, but now I do have a busy day.
We're helping a cousin out. And
I'm gonna go help with, he's building a block wall.
Are you building the block wall
No,
too?
I'm not helping him with that. We're just gonna use the dump trailer and haul some gravel that he needs. I didn't have time to do the block wall help, but I will help where I can. And so
I don't think I have Blue Hills over there. I need to grab that.
Oh, here it is. Missing a piece. We're gonna have to glue a little chip came off with the nail. So there's more repair. Look at that, broke on me. Is that focusing?
Here's
Anyway.
Primer. Oh, I do have Blue Hills. All right, let's get this. My paintbrush got stuck.
Oh, in that little crack.
Oh, this is not Blue Hills. This is Paint Blue. Good job, Jamie.
Now it's a blended finish.
No, it's not. I gotta find Blue Hills.
Okay.
It's the dumbest little projects that are a pain in the butt. It's like you think, oh, that'll be easy. And then it's like, nah, just kidding. I'm going to be a pain. And mostly it's just because I use the wrong color.
Hopefully you learned something from this continuation. So when I cleaned these originally, these ones, I was just wiping them down with like a damp paper towel. They looked mostly like they were just dusty. I didn't really see anything hidden. So lesson learned, use a little Dawn dish soap or some degreaser of some sort of your preference, and wipe your stuff down, because they probably lived in a kitchen or something, or maybe a bathroom, got something on them, and with that black color that they were before, I couldn't see it, and it came through my paint and I sealed it.
And I'm painting as far in as I can with these particular ones, but all right, we'll let that dry. It did turn out cute. I do like distressing back. Ignore where it looked like a different color. It'll dry darker. I do like distressing back to the white underneath. And I think this is going to be it for this
I
one.
need a little tiny hammer. That was just broke right off.
What broke off?
The nails.
Oh. This is going over here. You're done. I'm debating on what color to paint this. Zeb primed it yesterday. Maybe I'll just go with my Blue Hills theme because blue will be pretty on this. I already have the brush out, so. This was glass, and so we primed it with Salvation Solution because it makes everything stick so well. Better.
Sorry. All right, I just ran those down back into the wood because I'm not going to attach them like that, I don't think. Do we have any wood glue over here?
I actually don't remember when I cleaned it seeing wood glue. There's like construction adhesive, E6000, that will work as wood glue. All right, this, oh, I guess I could probably flip it over because I'm not painting top. And then I could just set it down. So here, to dry.
See if we can get any glue out of this. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating my breakfast. I had a morning of
Jamie
reading and driving children around to agility training and football practice and mom stuff. My favorite stuff, but mom stuff nonetheless. And I was going to come down and make a collagen shake first thing this morning. And I came down and the frat party that ensued after I went to bed last night had not been cleaned up. So I did dishes, clean out the counter. Then I went in the pantry, and I've been avoiding the pantry because it's summertime and we have a ton of kids over here, some of which aren't even mine. And they're making messes. And I've been thinking, well, if I just leave it, somebody will take care of it. Well, nobody's taking care of it. So I had to clean the counter off.
Listen, I'm content stacking with the children, so you can't rely on
The
me.
problem is you stack, and Jack goes in there to get a treat, and he leaves a wrapper. So there's like food and wrappers in amongst the. It's a whole situation, and it's not spotless by any means because I'm just not going to do that. But the counter is cleaned off because I don't know if you guys do this, but I've got a Sam's Club delivery coming this afternoon. My groceries, and so I like to clean out the pantry and the fridge before the new groceries come in, if I can. All I like to say, I got so distracted by the time I did that and then rotated the laundry and I have a pair of pants I need to rinse the bleach out of. Stain treated some stuff. I didn't get my shake made. And I'm sorry, I really do have to do that or else those.
Nope. Go do your pants. It's fine.
My pants.
Did you take your mic off though? Because you're going to make a lot of noise.
I'll leave it on the stairs.
Don't forget it. All right, we're to this. These we're going to hold off on for a sec. They go in this little box here. And we're going to get to painting this. Also, I'm going to finish this in a minute. I left that so you guys could see me finish that from yesterday because we had to run and make it to another appointment, and we didn't get to stay on as long and finish as many projects as we normally do yesterday. So this is 220 grit. I'm just sanding everywhere that I don't love the finish on here. And like Jamie said, I'm just going to put some Salvation Solution on all of these, come back, probably 1 or 2 coats of quick crinoline, and That'll do the trick. Once you put the Salvation solution on, I've never had an issue with something not either sticking or the stain blocking working. Sometimes you have to do 2 coats and let it dry if your stain's really nasty, but it does work. This is, I think, just a regular stain, and I'm not going to sweat it. I mean, it's coming right up with this sandpaper. So
Sam's Club, if you have the premium membership, whatever that is, and we buy enough stuff that it makes it worth it, they do free delivery, you guys. Like, you can do same-day grocery delivery. You just have to tip the driver. So it gives somebody a job that needs it. They get a tip, and I don't have to go to the grocery store. I mean, I still wind up at our little grocery store, and Costco doesn't, they only have Instacart, and Instacart is wicked expensive, but Costco's closer. So I do make a trip to Costco every couple of weeks and get the other random stuff.
Well, and Costco's right over by like all the hardware stores and the bank and the feed store. Like, everything's down there. So if we have to pop into Costco, it's like popping into the regular grocery store.
Well, if you get the bulk of your stuff delivered, then the odds and ends you have to pick up at Costco are a lot faster. When you do a big shop at Costco, it takes forever. And we still have a significant amount of people that live in this house and friends and family. So there's no little shopping unless I do my bulk orders at Sam's Club.
Okay. I'm going to hurry on these. Let's just get Code of Salvation solution on all of them. I've got 3 boxes to do. And then I'm going to, I think 2 of them sold to the same person, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to do a 1 and a 2, and then I'll do a 1 on the other one.
Oh, that'd be cute. Oh, double check to make sure that they didn't like buy 1 and then buy 2 more.
Oh.
Let me make sure on that before I get started. I just cleaned this off.
Then we could do a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Because I just stenciled a 1 on here yesterday to show you guys the 1 that we were going to do.
I actually love shopping at our little local grocery store. It's hardly bigger than a gas station.
It's well, a big gas station. It's like
a
it's the size of a small Buc-ee's. How about that?
A small Buc-ee's. There's Buc-ee's that are way bigger. It's like the size of a Maverick, a large Maverick gas station. Okay, so there's 2 orders. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. That person bought it, and okay. So Mary Angela bought 1, and then Susan Lawless bought the other. So you can do 1, 2, and 1.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
We'll get them fixed up good for you guys.
The reason why I like to go to my little grocery store is because all my favorite people work there, and like everybody in the neighborhood shops there. So it's kind of like, and you can park directly, like literally in the front of the store. They have a couple handicap spots, and then they actually have everybody's spots. So you can literally park right out front, get all your stuff, get in, out of there in like 10 minutes, and it's awesome. Okay, I need a paintbrush. What color should I paint this box? Should I do red? We don't do a lot of red.
Ooh.
Barn quilt. And then put some fun flowers on it. I think I will.
I think that would be awesome with some floral on there, because a lot of times you do red and we end up going like Christmassy, but you can do red, not Christmas.
Yes. So I used to be we're on the subject of shopping. I used to be a big like go to the mall, go to the store shopper, but we thrift like twice a week, and then I shop wholesale for the store. And I literally spend thousands of dollars a week for inventory between wholesale and then the thrifting items. And so it really fulfills my need for shopping, and I get it out of my system. And then everything else I can like order in. I love Etsy.
Well, and it's coming on a regular enough stream that you're not like anticipating. Like stuff comes and you're like, oh yeah, I ordered that.
I feel like I'm running as shipping and receiving every day, with returns, with dropping stuff off at the shop, with things like, I'm not just ordering stuff for here, I'm ordering stuff for the shop, for various projects that we're working on. When we get back started on the cottage, there's going to be a lot of ordering for that. Sometimes I do get in trouble and order things I don't actually have time to deal with. So I'll tell Zeb, like, we can't buy anything else on Amazon until we finish the projects we've already ordered.
We do have some faucets that need to be put in, because if you watch the Jamie and Zeb channel, we put some new fixtures, I guess you could call them, shower heads, and then they have the brush on them in brass in the bathroom, because the old ones had gotten all oxidated.
Hard water.
I don't love water softeners. I would rather just replace those. I think it's probably cheaper anyway every 5 years. than deal with water softeners. I just don't like the way the water feels on me when I'm showering, and I don't like the way it tastes. So I'm never going to run it. And I'm not gonna run it through separate lines and mess with not putting the whole house on it. That doesn't make sense. So I'm not gonna do it.
Someday he might.
Some people love them. I do not.
I think that the brass ones we bought will be easier long term.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, we got those. What other projects do we have? Oh, he needs to put two Apple CarPlays in the girls, one in each Jeep for the girls.
Yeah.
My girls both have older Jeeps, so we ordered Apple CarPlays with backup cameras for them. And because Jeeps have a wicked amount of blind spots.
I'm always surprised at because I went down and I got a quote to get that done. And to run the camera and everything and to buy the system, they wanted like $1,500 to $1,800. And that's for like a pretty inexpensive like screen and system for them. I ordered these off of Amazon. They had great reviews. I think I paid $300 for both systems. And now I just got to install them. Like so much of that is labor. I'm not saying people aren't like earning what they're worth. But that's the same thing about when we buy stuff for $2 and sell it for $30. But I guess I'm getting around to it. Like I like to buy the supplies and DIY it myself. But now I'm getting into trouble and not having enough time to do all my projects. I mean, we are avid DIYers. It's not a secret. All right. Pushing that out of the way. And also all the people that are wanting to do their own projects, they're visiting the website frequently. And we do appreciate that. Listen, I'm happy to show people how to do it themselves or do it for them. All things work for me. All right. Do you guys have questions since we're just sitting here painting stuff? I'm using Cottage color. So that has a built-in sealer. It doesn't need a primer unless it's something dirty or slick. We used milk paint yesterday. I don't know if we have anything to milk paint today. Just a reminder that milk paint is 35% off the Kent color. It's the color of the month. It's the color of the month. So just that color, and you can get it in samples and pints. It's the best price you're ever going to get on it. And we have a bunch of IOD that's 30% off. And there was a few things that were just limited. I think the Cloches mold was included in that. So if you didn't snag that before, I would get that. Yeah, so the color of the month, we just asked that. Oh, Love Is All You Need is Kent, which is, it does not have green in it. Somebody asked me the other day, had green. It's definitely a smoky blue. It's really, really pretty. I haven't used on anything yet in my house because I haven't had anything I've had time to paint, but it will be used because I like it. I'm going to be redoing some stuff. That's the other thing. We haven't even put up, I ordered new curtains for my room because I've had these gray curtains since we moved in and they're pretty dark. And I want to do like a fisherman aesthetic look in there. And so I ordered some blue and white striped curtains and I got to get those installed. And they're blackout. So Zeb should like those. I like all the things blackout. And I will keep the gray ones and use them at a later date. Ooh. Slipped standing up. Thank you. Love Is All You Need says she loves Kent. Can I ask a question what you did in England? Sure. Paul, what did we do in England? We shopped. We shipped. Now, if it's specifics about how to fill in customs forms, I'm not doing that because that's a pain in the butt. You just got to fill them in. But I can. And everything's a little different too. It depends on like what you're shipping. Yeah. And also where it's going to. Pamela says she's waiting for her grocery delivery this morning. And Julie said she saw our podcast, the one that we did with Sonnet. Yep. That was good. I was looking up that podcast the other day, and turns out we've been on a few podcasts. We were on the Turquoise Iris podcast. We were on the podcast with Zebra. Mm-hmm. We were on the podcast with Sonnet. We don't have our own podcast. We've been on a few different ones. We've thought about it, but right now it would just be another thing that we didn't have time to do well. Well, I mean, this is kind of like a podcast. We're just hanging out, talking about things. Yeah, usually on podcasts, they either interview or they have like people send in questions or they take like a poll, like, what do you want us to talk about? Did UPS take all your boxes? So yes, we dropped them off at the UPS hub. They have UPS drop-off locations, but there are places that simply won't take them because they're like little teeny tiny gas convenience stores. When I say teeny tiny, I mean
tiny. So after about 3 days, the convenience store local to our Airbnb gave up taking them. So we had to drive them into the hub in UPS.
I will say
and they
this.
wanted to try to tell us we could only do it certain hours, but we just dropped them off when they were open.
Yeah, I will say this. The hub actually worked. It was a pain to like drive them up there, but I would say we had the best success this last time. And maybe it's just because we're getting better at filling out custom forms, but nothing got stuck in transit. We didn't have anything get lost or stuck. It all just made it through when we dropped off.
Yes. You think that was because we dropped off?
I don't know. Maybe because it was like already there, didn't have to get scanned through different things. They just scanned it at the hub and sent it.
Because this time we're planning on scheduling UPS pickups because we're staying at an Airbnb and we've already negotiated it with the host of the Airbnb. And
I don't know if it was even a negotiation.
No,
we
I just
asked and
asked.
she said, yes, I would love to.
So Julie says, how was that to just sit there? I don't think she's talking to me. Cortrina says she's going to hang dry clothes when she gets finished everything else in the process of having chandeliers hung. I love chandeliers. I would love to hang one.
I saw your chandeliers, if they're the ones I'm thinking of that you posted in the Jamie Ray Vintage group, which is a place for all of you guys to post all your projects for people to see and check out and ask questions there too. But if those are the same chandeliers that I'm thinking of, those are awesome chandeliers.
To say anything else? I think we're good.
Okay.
All right. No other questions. I'm going to grab my other paintbrush. We also get asked a lot about paintbrushes. We carry 3 different kinds of paintbrushes. We have the DIY brushes, which I feel like are amazing for blending, amazing for the DIY paint. They will work for anything, but you do need to be careful if you use it on things with top coats or you don't wash your brush right away because they're very soft bristles, but they are just like perfect for DIY paint. We predominantly use Klingons because we abuse our brushes. They're the most expensive brand that we carry, and they do well with the abuse. If you're just starting out, we also carry Zebras if you don't want to spend a ton of money. And those will last you for the value. They'll last you a decent amount of time. Klingons just are the best long-term, especially if you don't take super great care of your brushes. I mean, you probably should because they're expensive, but the paint does come out.
Well, ours get used almost daily, and so it's hard, right? Like hard to wash them that many times in a week and have them not get frayed edges and things. But
when it comes to blending,
these ones do really well and they hold up.
Yeah, these will work, but the DIYs are superior. For like, especially if I'm using a top coat paint, I'm pretty much always going to use a Klingon.
Oh, I need to get some crinoline out.
We also have, I forgot this a lot and I probably shouldn't. We also carry JRV stencil brushes. So if you're going to be stenciling, those are the creme de la creme. And you can also use those for waxing, colored waxes, whatever. And we do use them often. So definitely check out the JRV stencil brushes for that. All right, I'm using Garden Sage. Let me get this other one done. If you're new here, yes, we usually do paint 52 projects all at once. And yes, I am painting tarnished silver. This is not especially heavy or precious. So it's actually not super tarnished.
No.
It's all silver plate though.
That one's in pretty good shape.
No matter how many times Jamie uses Garden Sage, I love it. I'm just using the colors that I have in my cupboard, but notice how good Garden Sage with this barn quilt are. Christmas is going to be good this year. We have like all the colors you need for your Christmas crafting.
And I also have juniper, which is like a more traditional deep green.
It's a deeper green. It has slightly blue undertone in it. It's like more of a jewel tone. But when you're doing your Christmas crafts, I just feel like you want us all in one. You don't want to have to steal your stuff. So this is going to be perfect for it this year. I would like to hear how you clean your wax brushes. I don't clean them often. Really warm water and a degreasing soap. You can use the DIY brush cleaner that we sell. It's the creme de la creme. I mean, I guess I've said that twice now today.
Yeah. Careful with that.
I'll stop using that, but it's really good. If you don't have the DIY brush cleaner, warm water and a Dawn dish soap will work very well. but the brush cleaner is the best. Warm water, and you're never going to get all the wax out of your brush. So if you think you're going to like use a brush for wax and then use it for paint, like it's probably not going to happen. We sometimes interchangeably use our stencil brushes as such, but just know that if you have wax left on your brush, your paint is not going to adhere really well to your brush because it's a resist. And if I use a brush for like dark or black wax, I'm never going to use it again for clear. You have to have different brushes for those things because it just doesn't come out all the way. I mean, I guess you could spend an hour.
Yeah, we don't have an hour to spend like making sure every last drop of wax is out of it. And I don't think most of you do either. So just, a couple different brushes for different stuff, and then they last a lot. We still have the brushes that we prototyped that we use for stenciling.
Yeah.
And that was what, like 4 or 5 years ago now?
I don't know, man.
It's
Getting
been a
stencil
while.
Brushes, and ours are from a company in New York. They're assembled in the USA. To not have them made in China, there's a lot of brush companies that aren't made in China, but not stencil brushes. It took me like 6-7 months to source a manufacturer, and I guess it might have been faster if.
And then they still couldn't do quite exactly what we wanted, but we found a very good happy
Well, the stencil
medium.
brushes are exactly how I wanted them. They couldn't do my big fat brush the way I wanted it.
Yeah.
So we don't carry that anymore. And I'm not having them made in China, so I guess I just have to wait till I find somebody that can. And I'm not saying I don't sell anything that's made in China. This is not a political statement. I'm just saying me personally, we try to have our stuff made in the USA as often as possible when we have control over it. And I believe some of our stuff is partially assembled out of the country, but it's not China. I can't remember where it is. And the manufacturer owns that warehouse. They have 2 warehouses. So, all right, I always like to leave the edge because I think it's really pretty. So I'm going to do 2 coats. And no, I did not use Salvation Solution. You could, but this will stick just fine, especially if I seal it with a high gloss top coat. You just really want to let it cure for 30 days before you're putting anything on it. After a week, you probably could, but like just really give it time to cure. This paint dries rock hard.
I'll be right back. I got to haul all this stuff I painted out so that it can get a good little cure on it.
What do you need help with your rice paper you bought from the shop? Perfect Putty Cat. What can we do? What can we help you with? Is this dry yet? I think it needs a second coat. Nope, it's not quite dry. Got too many projects going. They are not quite all dry. All right, I just want to show you guys that once that paint did dry, it's great on my little thing. So this one is complete. Can you put that over there?
Yep.
What do I mix my collagen with? Whole milk.
Everything with whole milk.
Whole milk.
We are whole milk drinkers. If we can get raw milk, we drink raw milk.
If you're going to get the calories, you might as well get the healthy fats. That's just health according to me. Plus whole milk is delicious. Raw milk if I can get it. I don't have access to that much. All right, what was your question about the poppy paper? Zeb is actually the king of decoupage. All right.
I don't know about that, but I have great success with it.
You are pretty good. Can you grab me crockery for this canister? This one, I actually don't hate the base coat, but I don't like how they like painted on it. I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of like streaky. It was
and
definitely
then
done by
they did a
machine.
streak, and then they like scratched it with
And the
sandpaper.
streaky color is kind of like baby poop-esque, so it's not my jam.
Baby poop-esque.
Do
Okay,
you
so
paint items with patina? I do if I want.
yep. So this is, I just need to sand off the raised parts. This was painted on afterwards. It's not like it's like raised, and I don't want that coming through.
So she said she has a hard time getting her collagen to mix in. I still don't think it's perfect.
I shook that for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I think it works better if you use like a little blender. And probably when I clean my pantry out all the way, I'll find my little bullet. That's the best way to do it. And also I put the milk in first, and then I put the collagen, and then I have a blender ball in here. And so I also let it sit for a while, and then I like shake it up again. Almost kind of dissolves, kind of like milk paint when you have chunks in it. So that's how that works. Baby poop esque, they're laughing at me. All right, thank you for the crock. Oh, there's not very much left in here.
No?
That's probably enough for this project.
Yeah, that'll get that done.
We got to be done with paint colors because I'm running out of brushes.
Okay. I'm not taking off the entire design. I just want it flat.
This cottage color is very thick because I did not get the lid on here and I'm almost down to the bottom. So if you have this and you don't want it to be thick, you can just add water to it. If it dries solid, then you're out of luck, but it is water-based, so you can't fit it out.
Most of, actually all the paint products we use, including the Salvation solution, are water-based. So if your stuff's getting a little thick on you, just add a little water. Be careful, go slow. Work up to it because you don't want it to be like running.
Salvation solution too, if it's a little thick and you don't want your project to have like as many brush strokes, you can water it down a little bit. It does lose some of its efficacy when you water it down, or like if you water it down to spray it, but it does still work.
Okay.
I'm using crockery, by the way.
What color did you want on these? What was your vision on this? I didn't buy this. This was your project.
Maybe pick out what you want to put on top of it. You could use decoupage paper. Would be really pretty on those drawers, and then you can pick a color.
If I'm doing decoupage, I'm going to go with a light base coat color. So
well, you can do light on these and then paint this something else.
You know what? I've been Salvation solutioning everything. I'm going to Salvation solution the faces of these.
Okay, so decoupage
We're going to
paper,
start
it's
there.
best if you put a light coat underneath it. Let me get paint on this, and then I will
pick some
figure
paper
it out. Yeah. How do you know if the cottage colors are mixed well? The viscosity should be all the way the same. So when you take your stir stick or butter knife, whatever you got, and you pull it out of your paint, it should be the same thickness all the way down.
You also can feel if it's like thicker on the bottom, like if your spoon or whatever you're stirring with, your stir stick is dragging more, you don't have it all.
If you put the lid on good and you stir the paint or store the paint upside down, it's easier to stir. I don't store mine upside down because I am not very
Should I leave the sides of this red?
Yeah, I wouldn't do the whole thing. Maybe what I would do is the lip and to the edge, but I'm not painting the whole thing in those.
Let's see if I can paint neat enough for that today.
Just make it look decent. You can always sand it. Jen is excited her drawers are getting done. I'm still waiting for the question about the poppy paper. They said they needed help with it, but I don't know with what. I need to focus so I can get this painted well.
But yeah, the Salvation solution, when you get it, it is thick. So don't be shocked by that. Just, you know,
well, just the white. The clear is thin.
Yep.
It's a different base. So if you are worried about brush strokes, you could just do the clear. We like the white because it gives you a nice base coat, especially if you're painting lighter colors. It's like one less coat you got to do. You painted a recipe box red and it still won't sell. There's a myriad of reasons why things won't sell. Depends on where you're selling it. Depends on what people like. Depends on the price. Depends on what you put on it. Like if it paired well with the red. And there are things that I have in my store that have not sold for 6 months, especially when you're doing unique things, because it just takes a while. You can repaint it, but I don't repaint very much.
No, we might repaint 10 to 15 things a year. And the 15's on the high side.
All right. That's good.
And sometimes we just repaint things because we're like, well, that didn't sell. It probably will sell, but I'm bored with it. Should I do the base a different color? Because I'm just going to decoupage the faces of these. I guess pick out the paper and then we'll decide if we're going to do the base. So this is Salvation solution, but since we're decoupaging over it, I'm not going to do another coat of paint over the top of this because it's going to cover up the whole front. Do we need? I do have quite a few seconds we could use up there. The printer was on the fritz the other day, and I wasn't babysitting it like I should, and it spit out about.
What
Oh,
the
the
barn?
barn from a couple months ago. Is that
Have
2
enough
months
good
ago?
sections?
Is that April's barn?
Would that be weird?
So with the subscription paper, this is one of those, not to be confused with the printables. Those are different. Printables is a digital copy that you get if you're a channel member. We don't actually send you printed stuff.
We also have this paper.
But the subscription, I've been doing a barn scene in every month. You get one barn scene. I did have one person complain that there were too many barns, but
I feel like complaining there's too many flowers. You know what? Let me see.
But I'm probably here in the next month or so. I've been finding little 8x10 frames, and I'm gonna frame all of those barns and do a paint project and show you guys how cool they look all together.
I'm voting this.
Okay.
So you can, a few options.
Do we have enough of that to do
yes.
for?
Well, we have this little section here that would fit one, but also this would also do 4.
This is not a subscription paper. You want to show them?
Yeah, this is available on the website.
That is all year round. You can get that.
You could also paint it veranda. But this would be very pretty.
On the outside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
And over the red, I might be able to just do one coat and give it a heavy distress and have the red and the veranda play together.
Yeah, I think the barn you could do, but I don't know if you could get parts that all look right. This one will look good.
Okay, I'm gonna take these out.
If I were you, I would try to just get it all out of this sheet, so it's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If not, then you can.
I don't think I'll be able to.
See if we have veranda.
Okay.
I love this thing so much. My little bucket of scraps and decoupage paper.
Well, it's nice because we can just grab it and bring all the scraps over.
I know.
And then we're not digging over there in
I was
cabinet.
really annoyed when I had to clean out the supply cabinet, but it has been a good thing. And it's still not perfect. And now the paintbrush drawer is a mess again because everything slides around, but I know what's in there and it's fine. Oh, thanks. You watched a video of how we met. That video was filmed live, so it's not an edited video, but that is kind of fun. Zeb and I have been married 24 years in August, and this fall we will have been a couple for 26 years. We've been, for as old as we are, which we're not like spring chickens though, that is a long time that we have been together. And I feel like we're more like each other than even our families because we've spent more time together than when we were being raised.
I'm gonna let these dry just a little bit more. They're not quite, they're still feeling dampish. And paint this veranda. Let me go check and see.
I thought that I grabbed some the other day, but I wouldn't swear to it.
Oh, there's another crockery here if you need it. I don't know if it's a blend or not.
Oh, I'm not going to need it. That didn't take very much paint. Anne said she's looking for the right storage for her scraps too. Yeah, that I believe is for scrapbook paper, but I wouldn't swear to it. I thrifted it, so I don't know. I bet Michael's would have something similar. I actually was thinking, I have the smaller stamp organizers, but I have so many stamps and so many stencils. I was thinking about doing boxes like this and then organizing and just labeling the types of stamps and stencils that are in it. Maybe still using the little envelopes, but then putting them, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how organized I get. Right now, I just have all the stamps in a stack, all the stencils in a stack. It's not the most organized situation.
I got to go wash this brush. We've used them all.
What's the best way to decoupage ceramic placemats? First, start with Salvation Solution. Let that dry overnight. And then you're going to use liquid patina, crystal clear chandelier. And you could seal it with that, or if you want a little bit of shine, once it's all decoupaged, come back through with final finishes in like a high gloss or satin. I've really been loving the gloss. You can decoupage with the final finishes and not use the liquid patina. I just feel like liquid patina is the best. So if you don't mind using a bunch of different products, that's what I would do. If you need to cut out a product, you could cut out the liquid patina, but it's just not as, the final finishes is not as superior, especially if you have like a thicker rice paper. I just feel like it doesn't work as well as the liquid patina. So hopefully that answers your questions. So basically the same way that Zeb is doing those drawer fronts, that's how I would do the placemats, except for I would add the step of sealing them with final finishes in. Although the thing about the placemats, no matter what you use, unless you're using some sort of wicked like high temp sealer, you cannot put a hot plate on a placemat with any basic water-based sealer. It could melt it. So keep that in mind. All right, I'm going to push this out of the way. I need to get I either got to put stuff outside or get a heat gun because I've got a lot of projects going here. Oops. I'm going to grab my heat gun so that way I can dry that enough to pick it up. The only thing with veranda is pink is notoriously hard, so it might have been faster if you primed it and then painted it veranda.
Maybe,
but it's too late now. Veranda it is. Pinks and yellows and reds. Although this barn quilt covered this pretty good.
Well, it didn't help that my brush was wet too. Thinned it out a little bit. It's like I'm blending now.
How to decoupage a wooden countertop? You might want to use resin.
We have done resin over decoupage paper before. Worked out great.
Yeah. And that's probably more than something I could just tell you in steps here, but just follow that.
So we just did the regular decoupage steps, and then once we had the decoupage where we liked it, because once you resin, it's permanent. That's done.
And we resin it.
Then we resined it. I mean, you could sand resin off, but it's going to be a pain.
And resin itself, I'd watch some videos on the particular type of resin that you're using. That you can't use like the white resin that we use for.
We do have clear resin.
Yeah, you have
that
to use
you could
clear.
use. But make sure you're getting the right one.
And it's going to drip off the edge, and it's going to be a mess, and you have to lay down a tarp, and you have to be patient. You might have to use a heat gun to pop bubbles. Like resin is situational, but for a countertop, either that or you could just use final finishes in gloss and put on like 4 coats, but that's not going to be as durable as resin. Resin's also toxic, so well ventilated, wear a mask, all the jazz. Depends on how durable you want it to be. Old metal patio set were white and have rust on them. Would you restore them? Yes. So you want to spray them with something that's going to stop the rust if you want that to stop coming through. And then you can use any of the Cottage color paints. They are rated for outdoors. If you're not worried about the rust like peeking through the Cottage color, then you could just paint over it. But the Cottage color will not stop rust. So
Not a lot does. Rust is its own thing.
yeah. We have a metal patio set that you just kind of set at the shop that we need to.
Well, that's aluminum, so it's not rusty. It's just the paint's all flaking off.
Yeah. I just need to clean it off, and then we need to price it. One patio, we have like a bistro set we don't sell.
We probably
This
need to
one is
take the
for you.
cushions off that. They are faded.
Are you talking about the wicker stuff?
Yeah, the wicker set either needs new cushions or just no cushions. But I think one of the rungs has been repaired underneath, which is why there's. Ooh, careful.
That was not smart, Jamie. Hold on. Oh, please. Jack's summer project. He has not painted anything else recently. Got kind of distracted, so we'll see. I don't have any ice, so I'm going to just put my burnt little pinky on this ground beef here. We'll see if he circles back to it. He's got to go to the store with us to get some stuff. It might turn into like a year-long project. Depends on what he's got going on. No, I did not Salvation Solution, and I'm not ignoring you because I answered the question earlier, Vicki. You must not have been listening to me. I said, I just painted with Cottage color, and then I'm going to use the final finishes in gloss, and then you need to let it sit for at least a week, but definitely let it cure for a month before you put anything heavy on it.
There's no such thing as ignoring. The comments are literally flying by.
Yeah, but I did answer it. I said that. I'm pretty sure. Did I say that? I said that.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, some things live in my head and don't come out of my mouth, but I'm pretty sure I did. But Vicki and I are friends, so it's chill. Salvation Solution would be a great option. It would not be wrong to use Salvation Solution. I just did not. Robin heard me say that. All right, I'm going to put the ground beef back in a minute, but my poor little pinky, if you don't put cold on it when you burn it, it just blisters so bad. Lisa says she has that organizer. Oh, I wonder if she's talking about the blue one that I painted. I'm like, it can't be my, she says she puts her makeup brushes in it. It can't be my scraps brush. That would be a lot of makeup brushes. I mean, I guess it could be. Am I okay? Yeah, I am. My pinky is going to survive. It's sufficiently frozen.
I wasn't going to paint the inside of these, but I didn't. There's like a lip on the top of the bottom, and I'm like, you know what? That's going to be too hard to get that neat with all these little boxes. So I just went for it.
All right, what are you going to paint these? The knobs.
I might just paint them veranda and make them match.
Oh, that'd be cute. This has, oh, it has veranda splatter. Scooch over. It's like, what is that on there? Oh, it's veranda splatter. All right, I'm going to finish heat gunning this, and then I can put a transfer on it. Mustard on burns. I haven't heard that. I have used lavender, like lavender oil mixed with coconut oil, and that's worked, but I've never heard of mustard before. I don't know if I pressed out mustard in the ground beef, then somebody's going to think we're having burgers for lunch.
All right, this is going to go sit in the sun. One coat on here. Some of it's a little thinner because my brush, I just washed it out and it was wet. I'll get to painting the back, but usually I like to do that once I'm all done with the rest of the painting.
Got some splatter.
I got to hurry. I got like 5 minutes to finish these boxes.
You what?
I said, I got to hurry. I got like 5 minutes to finish these boxes. Show them what we started to, the whole premise of the video.
You know what though? I want to show something. My tub of things that needed to be painted this week. Empty.
It's all got paint on it now.
Yeah. So when we get it all finished, I will do a little video show yesterday and today's stuff.
I'm going to focus on one.
Oh, you're going to focus?
I mean, it's going to look the same as yesterday's. I just Salvation Solutioned it, you know?
It's just going to be better. Whatever that is. And then just lightly distress it.
Yep.
Or you could have just used plaster that had a built-in sealer. Then you wouldn't have to distress it at all. I wish this pasta wasn't quite so wide because it'd be cute to put that on here.
What pasta?
Maybe it'd fit on the front. I think it will.
I don't know. Oh, herbs is probably too long, huh?
Flour, but nobody's gonna put flour in there. Pasta.
I don't think they're putting pasta in there either.
Biscuits, rolls, and hotcakes. Bon appetit. Right.
What's that one little label that's in there?
Which one? It's red.
This.
Fine capers. That's a little fancy for the style of the box.
Okay.
There is a rolling pin, but that's too big. I love these, but I find that I need some smaller ones, even smaller than what's on here. So I'm going to tell my friends at the IOD, I need even smaller transfers, please. Like if they made little transfer packs the size of the small stamp packs, wouldn't that be phenomenal for flips? I'd say so. All right. Walk it down. I like this one. I'm coming back around, guys.
This
Don't
is going to be
stress.
three-tone now because when I distress the edges, we're going to get back to the black, but also some Salvation solution. So black, white, and the crinoline could be pretty cool.
I know that I had a transfer stick in here yesterday.
There was
Oh,
one.
it came out. There you go.
There was one on here when I shook it out that might have made it back in on the drop cloth.
I'm using this is which transfer is this?
Oh,
The fairy tale floral.
fairy tale. I was like, I know it, but it was slipping. It was
It's
gone.
wet on the back still. So you guys can see that.
All right, I'm gonna heat gun this because time. I gotta go.
Time is of the essence here today.
I gotta go
Yeah.
pick up a bunch of gravel.
Yesterday we were gone all day taking care of some personal business type stuff. And I got home and I was like, we are not finishing this project. So I cleaned up everything on the counter, put it over on, I have a giant church pew over there. And we called it a
Well,
day.
we didn't even eat like the first actual meal other than a couple
Till
little
6.
tiny snacks until like 6 yesterday.
I lived on 6 M&Ms till 6 p.m. and I was pretty hangry. That's why I had my collagen shake. So I'm like, nope, not today. Cannot live that way. And I normally have like snacks, but I cleaned out the snacks in my car.
Luckily,
And
this week has been crazy busy, but luckily the 4th of July is on Friday. So it's not like a normal filming working day. So we usually do a lot of projects and extra things on Fridays, but since it's the 4th, we can go ahead and take Independence Day off.
we always take Independence Day off. I keep touching this and I only dried it in the front. Did you burn yourself?
Nope, I missed it.
I was like,
It was
"Do you
falling
need-
over.
Do you need the ground beef?
I was falling over and my knee-jerk reaction was to catch it. And I'm like, nope, don't catch it.
Yes, our shop is closed on Friday. I just literally put a transfer down and just lightly wet paint, but it stuck. So I'm going to call that a win. I'm going to show you this backer and tell you how risky business that just was. Yeah, we're always closed on July 4th.
Pretty much all
nobody
major
would be
holidays.
shopping anyways. There are no paint emergencies. Like on Thanksgiving week, we take off the day before Thanksgiving. We take off Black Friday. We are only open Tuesday and Saturday on Thanksgiving week. Because family is really important. And it's impossible to go away, to go like do family stuff if you only have Thursday off, if you have to travel. So we close Wednesday through Friday. That gives my employees 3 whole days if they need to travel out of state. And then we rotate who's working on Saturday. This year, Zeb and I are actually going to be in Arizona for Thanksgiving. For the first time ever. We are going to be gone.
Not the first time ever,
Well,
but the first time in a long
time that we've been gone.
I would say the first time in 10 years.
Yeah.
We've had people come to us for Thanksgiving, but we haven't traveled for Thanksgiving in 10 years.
There's paint on that because there was paint in the crack. But guess what?
It's actually probably been more years than that, but because we didn't really travel much before because everybody's like, hey, let's go to Utah. It's amazing.
And I was like, you know what? Why don't we ever go to Arizona? It's usually like cold and Arizona is nice and warm. And I got family there. And my sister Deborah wants to do like a Thanksgiving together. So we're going to go down to, we'll probably wind up thrifting while we're down there.
We're going to always work.
We will be working.
You can't go. It's like a pastime. Like we go thrift everywhere we go. It's like, it's almost like a challenge. We can't not do it.
How many transfer sticks do you have? I actually know because I just organized them and we did a giveaway for guessing 24. I have 24 transfer sticks. Actually 25 because after the video, Zeb found one in the garage, but that didn't count. I counted them the second I held them up. I counted them and texted Caitlin to make sure it was fair.
All right, Jamie.
Yes.
I had the numbers sitting in the window so that I didn't lose them.
They are probably in that crate right there. The numbers are in the crate. So the things you just picked up, are the numbers not in that pile?
Nope, they're on the floor here though.
They must have fallen on the floor. I'm also putting transfers on the side of this because I think that's really cute. And I'm liking this barn quilt with this floral. It's working well. It's not a garish red. Like it's a very soft red with a pink undertone. So it pairs well with floral and all the things. Sometimes red can be very hard to match. Someday I'll probably get a more true red in the line, but how did I do that? Not that you can see both sides at once, but what did you do with the hall tree? I put it in the barn with all the other unfinished projects.
Oh yeah, the hall tree's in there.
It's gonna hang out there until I have time to fix it. Caitlin can confirm that I did text her immediately. I have to tell Caitlin what I'm doing. Occasionally, we don't tell Caitlin things, and she'll be like, "So what is this?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I probably should have told you that."
Immediately about what?
About the transfer sticks, how many there were.
Oh.
I also didn't want to forget to pick a winner and all that jazz. So I have a lot of ideas. What I don't have is a lot of idea memory. So I tell stuff to Zeb, I tell stuff to Caitlin, I put stuff in my phone. Like this month, if you're a YouTube creator and you tag stuff, Ulta's doing 30% commission. And Ulta is where I buy most of my makeup from. So you might notice in a lot of my videos that I'm tagging the makeup products that I use. If you guys shop on Ulta and you like the products I use, or even if you don't, if you go through that link to shop, it actually helps us out. So if you need to buy any makeup this month, find the videos with the Ulta tags and shop through there. I actually put up a short yesterday and I tagged it with some of the products that I use. And I am not a makeup influencer. All right. This is going to get lightly distressed, but I'm going to let it dry all the way. And then it'll look a lot better once it's distressed. But I think it turned out pretty cute. I'm liking the red. I can do new things. I'm also going to paint the bottom while I have this out. Because the bottom is just like a weird particle board. Now it's done.
Paint wasn't dry.
I'm going to put that over there because you're getting a little
I'm
aggressive.
making a mess.
You're getting a little aggressive with that paint.
I'm hurrying faster than I should, fixing something that I should have taken more time on yesterday. Hopefully we're not in the same boat tomorrow. I don't think we will be.
Cleaning out my cupboard seems to have given me new zest. It has. And I am committed to using all the paint. So hopefully you guys don't get tired of the paint colors that I have, because I'm going to use them before I get new paint colors. I have most everything that we normally use in the cupboard. I'm gonna let that air dry a little bit more, and I have a few spots I need to touch up. That was a little thick right there. Now I pulled the paint off, which is opposite what I wanted to do. All right, I need to step away because I'm just pulling paint off. Did you glue and nail them with your fix? What did you glue? I wasn't even paying attention.
I haven't nailed them yet. I glued the little knobs that were breaking from the nails in them.
Oh, I'm using Barn Quilt. That is the red. It is a cottage color, has a built-in sealer. It's a really great kind of soft cranberry red, I guess you could say. It is very similar to the color we painted our very first house front door and the shutters. Our very first house, I know you guys will be shocked, was butter yellow, white trim, and a cranberry. They called it dewberry red. I still remember the color. Dewberry red front door and shutters. And it was the cutest little house.
It was. And we've gone back. The trees I planted, it's been, what, 20 years now?
Yeah, because we
the
bought it
trees
when I
are
was pregnant with
huge
him.
and the yard looks great. I'm like, look at my land.
It's been 23 years.
23 years.
Because I bought that house without Zeb. I picked out the floor plan and everything because he worked a lot back in those days.
I did come by and I'm like, yeah, I don't care.
I was 9 months pregnant. I was overdue with Harrington. And so I was kind of sad. And my friend who's a realtor was like, well, let's go look at houses. And I did mortgages at the time. So I pre-qualified myself and we bought a house. I was the ripe old age of 19. It took 6 months to build. And as most newlyweds, we didn't live there very long. We brought our first 2 children home from the hospital at that little house.
We did. So that has like a whole story behind it. We lived there. We moved. We rented it out while we were gone. We bought another house in Tucson at the time because we were able to use the rental income and qualify for another house. And then we moved back once we were done in Tucson back into that same house. And then we moved up here. and we've been up here since 07.
We've lived in 3 different houses. These projects may not get finished all the way, guys. I'm going to get all the paint finished so that way all I have to do is transfer and seal them when we get back. So you guys might have to, if you guys see what we did yesterday, I can bring out those projects for those of you that did not.
If it's 11, Cameron's waiting on me. I told him I'd be ready around 11 to come get him.
I believe all of these have sold. I'm not sure if this cutting board has sold yet. I haven't updated the photo, but I'm going to show you our transfer projects from yesterday.
Oh, it's 11:04. He'll wait.
Did you decoupage those drawers?
I didn't. I don't have the pink is they're not dry.
Oh, okay. Shoot. All right. Just know that it's going to be cute. I will show.
Maybe we'll do a little real decoupaging the doors.
Yeah, I'll show everything being finished. This is yesterday's. Yesterday we got further along.
We were live longer. All right. Careful.
Just had to repaint that sucker. All right.
Do we have the clear wax out? I'm going to clear wax this real fast. Show them.
No, I do not have clear wax out.
I think the wax brush is out.
What's your favorite sealer on transfers? Clear wax or final finishes in any of the shades? Or not shades, finishes.
Sheens.
Sheens. Yeah, that was the other S word I was looking for. Sheen. This brush is now covered in Blue Hills. Just see if there's any other questions I missed. Okay, Caitlin just dropped a link to that cutting board that has the butterflies on it. The only thing that cutting board needs is I'm going to seal it. And I am leaving the back natural, so you can use the back as a cutting board if you want.
I'm using clear wax on this, the DIY clear wax.
It'd be cute to sit on your counter for decor, and then when you need to use it, you can flip it over. Just know that you won't be able to submerge the cutting board in water, which you shouldn't be doing.
I will
anyways.
paint the bottom when we're all done. I have to come back and do these other 2 boxes.
Are you kidding me?
What'd you do?
I have paint on my fingers.
So you were touching the flowers? Now this is very well covered. We've got 2 coats of crinoline, a coat of Salvation Solution, and then another coat and some touch up of crinoline. And then clear wax. And
I'm just over here washing silk flowers because I got
this box is done again so far. No staining coming through that I can see.
Salvation Solution for the win. Aren't you glad that I had you do that extra step so that way
now we can just be done?
Have to like do it a 4th time. Well, actually it'd be 3rd, but once you get past the 2nd time, if you have to do anything else, it feels like the 4th time.
All right, this is dry enough. Cameron will be all right.
What?
I said, this is dry enough. Cameron will be all right.
Yeah, it'll work.
He's just. Do we have a pencil or anything out?
Listen, I'm busy washing silk flowers over here. I feel like I'm just making it worse.
Have you been using scissors at all?
Yeah, right there, sweetie, right next to where you're at.
Literally on my hand.
Literally there. Okay, I'm picking this up with this. Oh, I can't let that here. I'm going to put that right here. Okay, this is going to get a transfer too, but everything's got to dry. If I keep pushing it, I'm going to have issues. Does the number stencil come in a set? It comes in the subscription stencil for this month. You can buy one time only, or you can sign up for the subscription. But if you just want this month, it's got some fall elements. You get the numbers. It's got some birds. I tried to make it really versatile. And it's a really good deal for set of 6 stencils. Yes, my apron is on the website. Caitlin linked it earlier, but if she has a second, I'll have her link it. This is one of our most popular patterns. I bought it for Christmas, and then I've been using it for painting. I need to grab one for Christmas cookies.
Do you have the liquid patina out?
What, sweetie?
Liquid patina?
What?
Liquid patina.
We do have it. It would be with the sealers in the bottom right corner.
Found it.
Thanks, Caitlin. She just dropped a link to my apron.
Okay, so decoupaging, you need some sort of transfer gel or medium. We use liquid patina because the paper doesn't have any sticky backer. It's not like a transfer.
That's going to look so good with that veranda. It's going to be a pain to get all the coats on there. We should have primed it, but it's going to be good in the end and worth it.
I think another coat of the veranda and we'll be done.
It might need 3 coats, but you'll be close.
That's going to be the idea there. And I'm going to paint these little knobs veranda.
It'll be good, I promise.
All right, now I got to go.
All right, well,
Are you going to show them yours?
Let me just finish this one little
Okay.
transfer here. Where's the transfer stick?
I don't know. Oh, here's one.
I've only had one out, but you haven't been doing any transferring today, so I can't even blame you for the loss
Not
of the
today.
stick. So that's always taking my brushes, my sticks. It's all right. What's minus is I'm really loving all these floral colors on this barn quilt.
Yeah, I thought it would be pretty good. Just looking at because there's always red in flowers.
Yeah. We've been doing a ton of these sifters and they all sell. So we're going to keep buying sifters, and now we're buying trowels to paint and transfer. I'm going very soft because this paint is so fresh. If I pushed hard, it would stick to the paint and peel up the paint. You don't want that. And I also painted something very shiny, which can make that difficult to do. I'm using fairy tale florals. I hope that one's in stock. I think it might be. Now I want to put something in the middle.
I was hogging them.
It's fine. I just got saying when you were outside, what's mine is yours.
We do a lot of sharing.
I feel like you have to be good at sharing to survive marriage, raising kids. So any questions? Sorry, if there was a question, it like I saw one at the top, but it scrolled past. I think that's the other reason why I didn't get as much finished as normal, because I was really focused on the questions today, which is a good thing.
We had some great questions.
It's what we're here for. We're painting junk, but we're also trying to tell people how to use all the products and how to make over their own stuff.
So when you're decoupaging the rice paper, real quick tip, you just want to get the top, get the whatever you're decoupaging, get it wet with the liquid patina, put the rice paper on, and then all you're doing is saturating the top. You don't need to brush hard. If it gets wrinkles, 9 times out of 10, those wrinkles will even out as it dries and it'll suck them back down. So don't just brush. It is pretty durable, but it is just paper. If you get it wet, you're gonna wear it out.
Zeb, they want you to find some more Pyrex. You know what would be fun, Zeb? To find some dishwasher dried Pyrex that's ruined and to paint that and put transfers on it for decor. How cute would that be?
I'm in.
Because I always pass on it, but
I'm only going to get 3 and they're not going to be repeating because this side is a little too narrow.
It's okay if it's not repeating. We'll go grab another sheet and then we'll put this in the scrap bucket. Save it for later. Yeah, barn quilt is a really great red. Even if you don't have red accents, I feel like it pairs well with like blue. It would pair well with Americana. My crockery, this has got to dry all the way. I'm going to put distress this one to crockery and barn quilt go well together. All right, so all I have to do on this is seal it up. I'll probably just use clear wax on this. I like to sand the words to make them pop. Because so this has like the 1 cup, 2 cup, 3 cups. You don't have to distress it, but I like to bring out some of that original shine from the sifter itself. So I'm probably just going to do some clear wax on this and this will be done. And here's my other piece I did in barn quilt today. And I don't know if you can see it, but it's got words on the bottom and then flowers on all the sides. It's dry enough now I can.
All right. Are you?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Because I got to go. It's like 11:10, 11:15.
Oh, it's 11:16. All right. Bye, guys. If you need to shop along, JamieRayVintage.com. And if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY
and thrifting. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye, you guys.
Later.